when news broke that Kate Gosselin, the determined reality TV mom from TLC's John and Kate Plus 8, suddenly vanished from the public eye. Fans were stunned. What really happened behind the cameras? Was it the bitter divorce that tore apart America's most watched family? Or something deeper that the cameras never captured? Stick with us as we uncover the real reason Kate Gosselin disappeared from television, and what it means now for the woman who once commanded millions of viewers every week. In the mid-2000s, Kate Gosselin became a household name as the organized, often stern mother of 8 children. Twin girls Kara and Maddie, and sextuplets Aden, Alexis, Colin, Hannah, Joel, and Leah. A former labor and delivery nurse from Pennsylvania, Kate never imagined that her extraordinary family would become the centerpiece of one of TLC's most successful reality shows. After 2 one-hour specials chronicling their hectic daily life proved immensely popular. John and Kate Plus 8 debuted in 2007, giving viewers an intimate look at the challenges and joys of raising multiple children. Kate's journey to motherhood was itself remarkable. After being diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome that made natural conception difficult, she underwent fertility treatments that resulted first in twins Maddie and Kara in 2000, and then, in a shocking development, sextuplets in 2004. The birth of 6 babies simultaneously thrust the Gosselins into local news coverage, with their community rallying around them to provide support. Before the cameras arrived, they were already living an extraordinary story. The transition from private family to public spectacle began innocently enough, when NBC's Home Delivery featured the Gosselins for a home renovation to accommodate their large brood. Producers recognized the compelling nature of their daily struggles. This led to the Discovery Health specials Surviving Sextuplets and Twins, and 1 year later, which performed so well that a full series became inevitable. The family, facing the financial challenges of raising 8 children on modest incomes, saw television as a blessing, a way to provide opportunities they could never otherwise afford. Kate quickly established herself as the family's driving force, a sharp-tongued, meticulous mother who ran her household with military precision. Her signature asymmetrical haircut became iconic, and her no-nonsense approach to parenting sparked endless debates. While some viewers admired her organizational skills and determination, others criticized her seemingly controlling behavior, especially toward her husband John. Nevertheless, audiences couldn't look away from the Gosselin family circus. The show's popularity exploded beyond anyone's expectations. By 2009, John and Kate Plus 8 had become TLC's highest-rated program, with the 5th season premiere attracting a record-breaking 9.8 million viewers. Kate transformed from an overwhelmed mother to a bona fide celebrity, appearing on talk shows, writing best-selling books like Multiple Blessings, which sold over 500,000 copies, and commanding a reported $250,000 per episode at the height of the show's success. This newfound fame opened doors that Kate had never imagined possible. She graced the covers of People magazine and other major publications. Talk show appearances on The View, Today, and Larry King Live became routine. Her books, including 8 Little Faces and I Just Want You to Know, became instant bestsellers, with fans eager to get more insight into the life behind the cameras. The Gosselin name was everywhere, a brand unto itself that represented both the challenges of modern parenting and the extraordinary nature of their specific situation. The family upgraded to a $1.3 million 5-bedroom mansion in Berks County, Pennsylvania, complete with permanent lighting fixtures installed specifically for filming. Their lives had changed dramatically from the modest existence they led before fame. Kate embraced her new status, expanding her brand through speaking engagements and product endorsements. She became a symbol of modern motherhood, albeit a controversial one, showcasing both its immense challenges and occasional triumphs. For many viewers, Kate represented a type of supermom they could aspire to be, someone who maintained order amid chaos, who sacrificed personal comfort for her children's well-being, and who faced extraordinary challenges with remarkable resilience. Others saw her as overly controlling, too quick to criticize John, and sometimes harsh with her children. This polarizing quality only increased viewership, as audiences tuned in either to admire her or to critique her methods. But even as ratings soared, cracks in the family's foundation were becoming impossible to ignore. Reality television fame came with a steep price. The constant presence of camera crews 3 days a week turned the Gosselins' home into a workplace where privacy became a luxury. Every argument, every parenting decision, every marital spat played out under the unforgiving glare of the spotlight. The once ordinary couple now found themselves splashed across tabloid covers, their marriage dissected by millions of strangers. The show's production schedule was relentless. 3 days of filming each week, plus separate interview sessions where John and Kate would reflect on events, meant that cameras became a permanent fixture in their lives. The basement of their home was transformed into an interview corner, complete with lighting equipment and sound gear. The children grew accustomed to production crews as a normal part of their existence, raising questions about the psychological impact of such constant scrutiny during their formative years. Questions about child labor laws and the welfare of the Gosselin children began to surface. Pennsylvania had no clear regulations regarding children on reality television at the time, creating a gray area that allowed filming to continue despite growing concerns. The show's producers insisted they were in compliance with all applicable laws, but critics questioned whether enough protections were in place for minors whose childhoods were being broadcast for entertainment. The financial rewards were substantial, but the pressure proved unbearable. John appeared increasingly uncomfortable with fame, while Kate seemed to thrive on it. Their different reactions to celebrity created a widening gulf between them. Rumors of John's infidelity began circulating in early 2009, with tabloids reporting he was spotted partying with college students and allegedly having an affair with a schoolteacher. Kate, meanwhile, faced her own rumors of inappropriate closeness with the family's bodyguard, allegations she vehemently denied. The scrutiny extended beyond just their marriage. Kate's parenting style became fodder for endless debate on parenting forums and social media. Her disciplinary techniques, her organizational methods, even the way she spoke to her children came under intense scrutiny. What might have been private family matters in another household became national talking points, placing even more pressure on an already strained family dynamic. But that wasn't the whole story. Away from the cameras, Kate was juggling far more than viewers realized. 8 children demanded constant attention, and the twins were entering their preteen years with all the emotional complexity that entails. Kate's role had evolved from just mom to primary breadwinner, brand manager, and public figure, roles she never prepared for when dreaming of motherhood. The logistics of managing 8 children's schedules, medical appointments, educational needs, and emotional development would be overwhelming for any parent. For Kate, these challenges were compounded by the constant presence of production crews, media attention, and increasingly marital problems. While viewers saw snapshots of the chaos, they couldn't fully appreciate the 24/7 nature of Kate's responsibilities, which continued long after the cameras stopped rolling. The show's demands meant Kate was often the disciplinarian while John got to be the fun parent, a dynamic that fostered resentment. Privacy had become non-existent, with paparazzi documenting their every move. Even routine family outings turned into public spectacles. The pressure of maintaining a perfect image while their actual marriage crumbled caused immense strain, with Kate later admitting to struggling with anxiety and sleep deprivation during this tumultuous period. Financial pressures also loomed large. While the show provided substantial income, supporting 8 children, especially when considering future college expenses, required careful management. Kate became increasingly focused on building financial security, aware that reality television fame could be fleeting. This future-oriented mindset sometimes clashed with John's apparent preference for enjoying the present, creating another source of tension in their relationship. The twins, Maddie and Kara, were old enough to understand the unusual nature of their family life, and sometimes struggled with the attention. The sextuplets, though younger, were beginning to develop individual personalities and needs that were difficult to address in the artificial environment created by the show. Kate found herself constantly balancing the demands of production with the genuine developmental needs of 8 distinct children, and then everything changed. On June 22, 2009, in one of reality television's most memorable moments, John and Kate announced their separation on air. Legal proceedings to dissolve their 10-year marriage had been initiated that same day. The episode drew over 10 million viewers, who watched as the couple sat on separate couches to deliver the news. Though they never actually used the word divorce, the message was clear. The fairy tale was over. The lead-up to this moment had been building for months. In May 2009, Us Weekly published a story alleging John was having an affair with a schoolteacher named Deanna Hummel. Though both John and Deanna denied the allegations, the damage to the Gosselins' public image was substantial. John issued a public apology for poor judgment, without specifically addressing the infidelity claims. Meanwhile, Kate was photographed more frequently with family bodyguard Steve Neild, sparking rumors of her own indiscretions, which she firmly denied. The Season 5 premiere, which aired shortly after the infidelity allegations broke, captured the couple's strained interactions and hinted at the trouble to come. Viewers could feel the tension emanating from the screen as John and Kate awkwardly attempted to continue with scheduled activities while barely speaking to each other. The artificial nature of filming a family show while the family itself was disintegrating created surreal television that was uncomfortable but compelling to watch. Kate later claimed John's activities left her with no choice but to file legal procedures in order to protect myself and our children. The divorce was finalized in December 2009, with Kate receiving primary custody of all 8 children. TLC quickly announced the show would continue as Kate Plus 8, focusing on Kate's life as a single mother. John, however, had other plans. He filed legal actions to prevent filming, claiming it was detrimental to the children, and alleged the production violated Pennsylvania's child labor laws. The day after TLC announced the rebranding to Kate Plus 8, John appeared on Larry King Live to announce he'd had an epiphany about the show's impact on his children. "It's not healthy for my kids to be on the show," he insisted. "It's detrimental to them." This public stance came as a surprise to both the network and to Kate, who viewed the show as essential to the family's financial future. The sudden change in John's position added another layer of complexity to an already messy situation. The bitter public battle that followed would permanently alter the trajectory of both their lives. While TLC attempted to frame the separation as an amicable decision, court documents and public statements from both John and Kate painted a far uglier picture. The network presented Kate as the dedicated mother soldiering on, while John was portrayed as the deserter who chose freedom over family responsibility. This narrative helped preserve viewer sympathy for Kate and maintain the show's viability. The tabloid media, meanwhile, engaged in a feeding frenzy, with John and Kate appearing on an estimated 50 magazine covers in 2009 alone. Vanity Fair even dubbed their split the biggest celebrity story of that year, outpacing coverage of established Hollywood stars. Each tabloid selected sides in what became framed as a battle between an irresponsible husband and a controlling wife, with every detail of their personal lives dissected for public consumption. John quickly became characterized as a man in the throes of a midlife crisis, dating younger women and enjoying nightlife in New York City. In one particularly damaging interview with Ladies' Home Journal, conducted before the separation but published during the height of the scandal, John had stated, "I always thought I'd be like 54 years old and marry a 19-year-old or something." This comment, combined with his relationship with the 22-year-old daughter of Kate's plastic surgeon, cemented his image as the villain in the public narrative. Kate, however, was not without critics. Her sometimes harsh treatment of John during earlier seasons came back to haunt her, with compilation videos of her most critical moments circulating online. Some viewers who had previously found her controlling now viewed those same behaviors through the lens of emotional abuse, creating a counter-narrative that positioned John as the victim escaping a toxic relationship. Behind the scenes, though, sources close to the family described a more complicated situation. John claimed he'd grown increasingly uncomfortable with how the show invaded his children's privacy and worried about its long-term psychological impact. He insisted his objection to filming wasn't about escaping responsibility, but protecting his kids from exploitation. Kate, meanwhile, reportedly viewed the show as both financial security for her large family and a career opportunity she wasn't willing to relinquish. The reality likely contained elements of truth from both perspectives. John may have genuinely worried about his children's well-being while simultaneously embracing aspects of bachelor life he'd missed by marrying young. Kate may have truly needed the show's income for her children's future, while also enjoying the fame and opportunities it provided. As with most family breakdowns, the complete truth was likely more nuanced than either the pro-John or pro-Kate media narratives suggested. Both. Parents accused the other of prioritizing fame and fortune over their children's well-being, making it impossible to know where the truth actually lay. After months of legal wrangling, the final episode of John and Kate Plus 8 aired on November 23, 2009. The show later returned as Kate Plus 8 in 2010, but it never recaptured the audience or cultural relevance of its predecessor. The series aired sporadically over the years, with seasons in 2010, 2015, 2016, and a brief 3-episode run in 2017 before TLC finally pulled the plug. The revamped Kate Plus 8 faced numerous challenges from the start. John's legal objections to his children's participation created production difficulties, forcing TLC to work around his custody schedule and limiting what could be filmed. The show's format, originally built around the dynamics of a 2-parent household managing 8 children, had to be completely reimagined to focus on Kate's journey as a single mother. While this new angle initially attracted curious viewers, it lacked the tension and complementary parenting styles that had made the original show compelling. Kate's attempts to reinvent herself within the reality television landscape continued beyond Kate Plus 8. In 2010, she participated in Dancing with the Stars, partnering with professional dancer Tony Dovolani, but was eliminated in the 5th week. Rumors circulated that she might appear on The Bachelorette, though these were denied by both TLC and the show's creator. A talk show pilot with Paula Deen failed to get picked up by any network, further limiting her television prospects. Throughout these professional transitions, Kate remained committed to maintaining her family's lifestyle and providing opportunities for her children. The sporadic nature of Kate Plus 8 meant she needed to develop additional revenue streams, leading to more books, speaking engagements, and public appearances. She navigated the shifting landscape of celebrity in the social media age, attempting to keep her brand relevant even as public interest in the Gosselin family naturally waned over time. Kate's disappearance from television wasn't a single dramatic event, but a gradual fade from prominence. After Kate Plus 8 ended, she attempted to remain in the spotlight with various projects. In 2019, she starred in Kate Plus Date, a short-lived dating show that lasted just 1 season. Her last television appearance came in 2023 on Special Forces World's Toughest Test. But she was eliminated in the first episode after suffering an injury. The once ubiquitous reality star had become an increasingly rare sight on television screens, and fans began to wonder, what happened to Kate Gosselin? The years following the divorce brought continued turmoil. Kate and John engaged in a costly, decade-long custody battle that drained their finances and emotional resources. John revealed in a 2020 podcast that he had spent approximately $1.3 million on legal fees and gone through 9 attorneys over 12 years of fighting for his children. Kate maintained primary custody, but by 2018, 2 of the sextuplets, Colin and Hannah, had chosen to live with John instead. The financial toll of these legal battles was substantial. While both John and Kate had earned significant money during the show's peak, the combination of legal fees, mortgage payments on their large home, and the expenses of raising 8 children quickly depleted their reserves. Kate later revealed on social media that much of the money she earned went directly to her children's college funds and to paying attorneys, leaving little for retirement savings or personal security. The family dynamic fractured even further when Kate sent Colin to a residential facility for behavioral issues in 2016, reportedly without John's knowledge. John later gained custody of Colin, further deepening the family divide. By all accounts, the 8 Gosselin children became divided, with minimal contact between those living with John and those remaining with Kate. What had begun as America's favorite large family had splintered into separate, estranged households. The impact on the children was profound. In a 2023 interview for the documentary series Dark Side of the 2000s, Colin Gosselin claimed his mother was physically aggressive and verbally very abusive. He alleged she had built a containment room in their basement with cameras and a bolt lock on the outside. Kate, through her attorney, denied intentionally harming Colin and stated she did what she did to protect herself and her family from what he alleged was troubled behavior by Colin. These public accusations further damaged Kate's image and raised serious questions about the long-term effects of childhood fame on the Gosselin children. Meanwhile, the other children appeared to take sides in the parental conflict, with some maintaining relationships with both parents while others became estranged from one or the other. The twins, Maddie and Cara, reportedly had little contact with their father, while some of the sextuplets maintained relationships with both parents. Meanwhile, TLC officially severed ties with the family in 2019 after John filed a petition for contempt against Kate, claiming she had filmed the 4 minor children in her custody without his consent. In 2018, seeking a fresh start away from the intense Pennsylvania media spotlight, Kate relocated to Troutman, North Carolina, purchasing a $750,000 lakefront home. 4 of the sextuplets, Alexis, Aiden, Joel, and Leah, moved with her, while the twins, Maddie and Cara, headed to college in New York at Syracuse and Fordham universities, respectively. The move represented a significant shift in Kate's priorities. After years of building her personal brand and pursuing television opportunities, she chose a location far from the entertainment industry centers of New York and Los Angeles. North Carolina offered greater privacy, a lower cost of living, and a chance to rebuild a more normal life for her remaining minor children. The lakefront property provided a peaceful setting where the family could heal from the public scrutiny they had endured for over a decade. With her reality TV fortune largely depleted by legal battles and the expenses of raising 8 children, Kate returned to her nursing roots. She obtained her multi-state registered nurse license in North Carolina in 2021 and now works 12-hour shifts as a pediatric home health care nurse. In August 2025, Kate revealed on TikTok that her reality TV earnings had gone toward her children's college funds and the enormous legal costs of her prolonged custody disputes with John. Kate's return to nursing represents a full-circle moment in her journey. Before the cameras, before the fame, she had built a career caring for mothers and newborns. Now, as a pediatric nurse, she continues to use those skills to support children and families, albeit in a very different context than her own unusual family experience. Recent social media posts show her preparing for shifts, discussing the challenges of healthcare work, and expressing satisfaction in helping others, a marked contrast from her previous public persona. While Kate maintains a modest social media presence, primarily on TikTok and Instagram, she shares far less of her personal life than during her reality television years. Occasional posts celebrate her children's milestones or show glimpses of her daily routine, but she no longer lives her life for public consumption. Her adult children make rare appearances in her social media, suggesting a desire to respect their privacy after years in the spotlight. John, meanwhile, worked various jobs after the show, including as an IT analyst, a cook at TGI Fridays, and eventually as a DJ at clubs in Pennsylvania. He maintains a much lower public profile than during the height of the show's popularity, focusing on his relationship with his girlfriend and the 2 children in his care. The most common misconception about Kate's disappearance from television is that it was entirely her choice, or a simple case of her star power fading. The reality is far more complex. While changing viewer interests certainly played a role, legal constraints made continuing the show increasingly difficult. John's objections to filming, custody arrangements that split the children between households, and TLC's eventual decision to cut ties with the family all contributed to the show's demise. Many viewers assume Kate abandoned television willingly, but evidence suggests she would have continued her reality television career if circumstances had permitted. Her participation in Kate Plus Date and Special Forces World's Toughest Test demonstrates continued interest in television opportunities, even if they didn't lead to long-term success. The end of the Gosselin television era resulted from a perfect storm of legal issues, family complications, and shifting audience interests rather than a deliberate choice to retreat from public life. Another misunderstanding involves Kate's finances. Many assume the Goslins must have amassed immense wealth from their television success. According to Kate, however, much of that money went toward providing for her large family and funding protracted legal battles. As of 2024, her estimated net worth is approximately $500,000. A far cry from what many would expect for someone who once commanded 6 figures per episode. The reality of television compensation, especially for reality programming, often falls short of public perception. While the reported $250,000 per episode at the height of the show's popularity sounds substantial, those episodes were limited in number, and much of the income went to supporting 10 people, maintaining their large home, and setting aside funds for future education. When combined with the extraordinary legal expenses Kate referenced in her social media posts, it becomes clear why her financial situation today differs dramatically from what viewers might expect. Finally, the perception that Kate abandoned her nursing career for fame is incorrect. While she did step away during the height of the show's popularity, she has since returned to the profession she trained for before becoming a television personality. Despite the controversies and family fractures, John and Kate Plus 8 left an indelible mark on television history. The show helped usher in the era of large family reality programming that would later include shows like 19 Kids and Counting and Outdaughtered. It raised important questions about children's privacy, the ethics of family-based reality television, and the toll such exposure can take on marriages and child development. The show's influence extended beyond entertainment, sparking national conversations about parenting styles, family dynamics, and the challenges of raising multiples. Kate's meticulous organization and John's more relaxed approach represented contrasting parenting philosophies that viewers could debate and evaluate. For many families struggling with their own challenges, the Goslins offered both cautionary tales and occasional inspiration. The series also coincided with significant shifts in media consumption. As one of TLC's first major reality hits, John and Kate Plus 8 helped transform the network from its original educational focus to the reality-driven content that defines it today. The show's success demonstrated audience appetite for unscripted family drama, influencing programming decisions across multiple networks and eventually streaming platforms. From a cultural perspective, the Gosselin phenomenon occurred at a pivotal moment in the evolution of celebrity culture. Their rise to fame preceded the social media era that would later make direct audience connection possible. But their most dramatic moments, particularly the divorce, played out as social platforms were gaining prominence. This timing meant they experienced the full force of traditional tabloid scrutiny, while also becoming early subjects of social media commentary and memes. Kate herself became a polarizing figure whose parenting style sparked nationwide debates. Her journey from ordinary nurse to celebrity, and back again, serves as a cautionary tale about fame's double-edged sword. While the show provided financial opportunities that would have otherwise been impossible for a family of 10, It also subjected them to scrutiny and pressure that contributed to the dissolution of their family unit. For better or worse, the Goslins changed how we think about reality television's impact on its participants, especially children. The contrast between Kate's life now and at the height of her fame could hardly be more stark. Gone are the red carpet appearances, book tours, and magazine covers. Today, Kate lives a relatively quiet life in North Carolina, working long nursing shifts and maintaining a modest social media presence. Recent TikTok videos show her making protein shakes and discussing her daily routine. A far cry from the dramatic family scenes that once captivated millions. Her physical appearance has evolved significantly as well. The iconic asymmetrical haircut that became her signature look has been replaced by longer, more conventional blonde styling. At 50, Kate presents a more relaxed image than the perpetually stressed mother viewers remember from television. While she still maintains the organized, disciplined approach to life that defined her public persona, she appears more at peace with her circumstances. The children who grew up on camera are now adults, making their own decisions about privacy and public exposure. The twins, born in 2000, have graduated from college and begun building independent lives. The sextuplets, born in 2004, turned 21 in 2025, marking the official end of childhood for the 8 who once epitomized it for American viewers. Some, like Colin, have spoken publicly about their experiences, while others maintain strict privacy. The cost of fame became evident in ways few could have predicted when the show began. While the financial benefits allowed the Goslins to provide opportunities for their children that would have otherwise been impossible, the emotional toll proved immeasurable. The family that America watched grow up together now lives divided, with some siblings reportedly estranged from others and from one parent or the other. Perhaps most poignantly, the family unit that was once the show's central focus no longer exists in any recognizable form. The parents who once worked together to manage the chaos of raising 8 children now communicate only through attorneys, if at all. The siblings who shared bedrooms, meals, and experiences have been split between households with limited interaction. The +8 that defined the show's concept has fractured into separate lives with separate trajectories. Kate herself has aged from the young, overwhelmed mother viewers first met to a 50-year-old woman who has weathered very public triumphs and tragedies. The signature haircut is gone, replaced by longer blonde locks, but the determined expression remains familiar to those who followed her journey. The Gosselin story represents the ultimate paradox of reality television. The very medium that celebrates family can become instrumental in tearing it apart. The cameras that documented their lives also irrevocably changed them, creating pressures that few marriages could withstand. What began as a way to provide for 8 children ultimately contributed to dividing them. Their journey also raises profound ethical questions about children's participation in entertainment. The Gosselin children never consented to having their most vulnerable moments broadcast nationally. That decision was made for them by parents and network executives. As they've grown into adults, some have expressed resentment about their lack of choice in becoming public figures before they could possibly understand the implications. Their experience has contributed to growing awareness about the need for stronger protections for minors in unscripted programming. Kate's journey also reflects broader cultural shifts in how we view celebrity. In the early 2000s, reality stars could achieve mainstream fame and lucrative opportunities simply by inviting cameras into their homes. Today's social media landscape has democratized fame while simultaneously making it more fleeting, requiring constant reinvention that Kate, with her focus now on stability for her remaining minor children, seems unwilling or unable to pursue. The Gosselin phenomenon also occurred during a transition period in American cultural attitudes toward privacy. When their show began, the concept of sharing one's personal life for entertainment was still relatively novel. Today, with social media influencers documenting even more intimate details of family life, the boundaries between public and private have been fundamentally redrawn. The Goslins were, in many ways, canaries in the coal mine for the privacy challenges that would soon affect millions through digital platforms. Perhaps most significantly, the Gosselin story forces us to reckon with the ethical questions surrounding children on reality television. The sextuplets, who had no say in their television participation, have now grown into young adults dealing with the aftermath of having their childhoods broadcast to the world. Their diverse responses to this unusual upbringing, from embracing public platforms to seeking complete privacy, highlight the unpredictable impact of childhood fame. The ultimate legacy of Kate Gosselin's television career may be as a cautionary tale about the true cost of turning family life into entertainment. While the financial benefits were real and significant, the long-term impact on family cohesion and individual well-being suggests that the price paid was far higher than anyone anticipated when cameras first entered the Gosselin home. When Kate Gosselin stepped away from the spotlight, she wasn't just leaving behind television cameras. She was choosing a different path forward for herself and her children. The real reason Kate disappeared from John and Kate Plus 8 wasn't simply about ratings or network decisions, but about a mother making the difficult transition from extraordinary circumstances back to something resembling normal life. In trading fame for the familiar routine of nursing scrubs and school schedules, Kate may have finally found what eluded her during those years in the spotlight: peace. Her journey from nurse to celebrity and back to nurse embodies both the American dream and its limitations. Kate achieved a level of fame and financial success that would have seemed impossible for a middle-class mother of 8, but discovered that celebrity brought complications that threatened the very family it was meant to support. In returning to her healthcare roots, she has come full circle, applying the organizational skills that once captivated viewers to helping children and families away from the cameras. The Gosselin children, meanwhile, continue writing their own stories, some in public and others in private. Their experiences, both the opportunities and the traumas, will inform their adult lives in ways we can only begin to understand. As they establish independent identities separate from their collective television persona, they represent a unique case study in growing up under the relentless gaze of public scrutiny. For viewers who followed their journey, the Gosselin family story offers a reminder that reality television, despite its name, captures only fragments of actual reality. Behind the edited moments, carefully planned activities, and on-camera confessionals existed the messy, complicated truth of a family facing extraordinary challenges. The show may have ended, but the real lives continue, shaped by but not defined by the years spent on camera. If this journey into reality TV history shed light on the real costs of fame, consider subscribing so you don't miss our next deep dive into the stories behind your favorite shows. The cameras may stop rolling, but the human stories continue long after. And sometimes, like Kate Gosselin, the most courageous choice is walking away from the spotlight and towards something more meaningful.